Darling in the Franxx, Episode 19, Inhumanity. What is going on, party people? It is I, FRANXX'S, back at it once again with another Darling in the Franxx review. Today we are talking about episode 19, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this episode. Now, unfortunately, again, I did end up watching the preview. One of my friends was like, let's just watch it, and I did, so I already knew what this episode was going to be about, but there were still quite a few surprises and curveballs that were thrown at me. I mean, again, the beginning of this episode, the way they set this up, just seeing Dr. FRANXX'S backstory is just so interesting to me. And I love how, just the escalation of it all, how you just see, like, at the beginning, it's like, oh, this is our world, this is normal stuff here. And then it just turns into this disastrous post-apocalyptic world, basically. This desertification, like how they just brought that up. I thought that was kind of goofy, but kind of cool at the same time. I really liked it, and then just the origins of the Klaxosaurs, where they came from, and how 02 was born, basically. I loved seeing Dr. FRANXX'S sort of... I like seeing him slip into madness. I like in the beginning how he was basically a normal person. I mean, maybe a little curious, maybe a little out of control in some territory, but I like... by the end of it, he's basically a mad scientist. Like, he is straight up pretty much evil by the end of it, and I like seeing that sort of escalate throughout all these flashbacks. And they are flashbacks too. This isn't just like a backstory type of episode. We're flashing forward to our squad, to Squad 13. We see Kokoro and Mitsuru talking. We see them kind of struggling to grasp on what's going on with the squad and how they've lost these memories, and Futoshi wants them to team up because, you know, Futoshi knows that they belong together, and that's way to go, Futoshi, man. That's good stuff right there. Being a good man for sure. And we see that there's some turmoil within the squad. I really like that. I like Zorome kind of being confused. He's always kind of felt this connection towards Papa in a way, and I really like seeing that here. And then we flash back to the past, and we see more of this backstory of Dr. FRANXX'S. I really liked the relationship of Dr. FRANXX'S and the female character. I cannot... Milsa? Was it Milsa? I can't remember. That shows how much I liked it. But I really liked that conversation that they had at the dinner table. They were like kind of like going out, I guess. And when he figures out, they're like, oh, you met me? Like, that was a really sweet moment. And then she ends up dying, and then you really feel that impact. Like, I think they could have handled that a little better, and they could have made it a little more emotional, but you feel that impact of her death on his character, and how he kind of like, okay, well, that was the only thing that was keeping me keeping me for my humanity. That's gone now, and now I'm just gonna he just completely just sinks into his research and becomes a mad scientist, and I like that a lot. I like seeing that develop, and I like, again, the pacing of just how it all flows. I like flashing forward and flashing back. That's really, really cool as well. That confrontation that Hiro, the whole squad and Ape had, that was really, really cool. It's nice to see Hiro actually stepping up and becoming a protagonist, more so than just his design, but actually his personality now. We see him, he is angry, and he's talking down on Ape, and Ape is not having it. They do not like this, but something interesting happens, and basically Hiro pleads, I want freedom. We want our freedom. We are free now. And he says no, but maybe after your next mission. Now, in my head, I'm thinking that Ape has no intention on setting them free. Let's get real now. Why would they do that? What I think is happening is basically Ape is going to set up a sort of suicide mission for them to all die. And then that's the end of it. They can finally wash their hands of that situation. Maybe just have 02 live in the end, and just basically put her under their control once again. And I think that's really twisted. I really like that. At least this is my theory. I just don't think that they have any intention on setting them free. But I think that somehow Squad 13 is going to find a way out of this mission, and they're going to be able to achieve this goal and regain, or not regain, but get freedom and be able to move on with their lives. My theory is actually they're going to settle in that sort of beachy town that we discovered in Shooting Star Moratorium. I can't even remember what numbered episode that was, but I think they're going to end up settling in that town and becoming human and living their lives and marrying each other, and Kokoro's going to have that damn baby and get her memories back. I think that is going to happen, but it's going to be really interesting seeing this. That's a wild theory, by the way. I really don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think that I like the idea of them having to fight for this, and it just adds importance to them as characters, and I don't know, I want to see them happy, you know, and I love that part where, like, I can't remember, I think it was in last week's episode, but somebody says, are we not allowed even just the slightest bit of happiness? I think even Hero says that, and I really like that line, and it's time for them to fight for that. Zero Two's backstory, what is going on there? That's really interesting. There's a lot of stuff that they sort of brush over in Dr. FRANXX'S backstory, and Zero Two's origin is definitely one of them. He just grabs like a clob of her hair and somehow the Klaxosaur Prince. That meeting with him and the Klaxosaur Princess was really, really cool, by the way. I really liked how he was basically just completely entranced by her. Like, he was just in awe and ended up kind of falling in love with her, which is disgusting. And really twisted and really, really cool in terms of storytelling. I really like that, and I think that he basically wants that with Zero Two. He wants that sort of, he wants to be in awe of her, and he wants her to fall into more of a Klaxosaur type of form. And he's playing with fire here. He's playing with stuff that should not be touched. And I really, really like that. Again, I like how we see him basically becoming he is at this point a mad scientist. And I don't know, and I feel like, in a way, towards the end of this episode, he sort of sympathizes with our characters, you know, Squad 13, and I like that as well. One thing I wanted is for him to sympathize with Kokoro and Mitsuru, because, again, you know, they're supposed to be married right now, and so was him and Milsa. Again, I apologize, I know that's probably not her name, but he was supposed to be married with you know, the female scientist or whatever. And that didn't end up happening. She ended up dying, or maybe they did find marriage, but it just didn't end up working out, and she ended up dying. So I was just hoping that he would understand at least and kind of confront Ape about that, like, how dare you take away that freedom? But he really doesn't care at all. He's completely lost that, and that is definitely, you know, Ape's responsibility there. I think that they definitely are the ones that kind of tipped him over that side. Ape in this episode is really, really cool, but we get no details on exactly where they came from. And I don't necessarily need details, but when you kind of set up a roadmap of everything that's happened, it's kind of interesting that APE just remains a mystery, just remains, we don't know who these guys are. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. I kind of like having that mystery there, but again, when you set up just like this sort of exposition type episode where it's just like, here's all of our information, take it, and you don't give us that. It's a little weird, but I do like the mystery. Something I've kind of had a problem with going throughout this series is the sense of forced mystery, the sense of them just hiding stuff just for the sake of hiding it. When information should be given, it is not. And it's nice to finally be given this information. I feel like we should have known this stuff back in like episode 10, to be honest, or at least a little bit of this stuff. But no, we didn't. They've hidden it for, like, you know, 3/4 of the series, over 3/4 of the series, and I'm glad it's finally here. I'm glad we finally know what's going on with our squad. It's nice to know the information. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And that's basically it with this episode. That's really all I have to say, because it was a very concise, tightly wound episode, and I really, really like that. I like how much information we're handed and how well flowed it all is, and just how well executed it all is. I think it was really, really good. That's basically all I have to say. And again, it was kind of an exposition type episode, and it could have been handled better. Of course it could have. But it was handled well enough for me to enjoy it. That's basically all I'm saying. If I had to give this episode a score, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. It was good. I'd give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed it. What do you think? It doesn't matter what I think. Comment down below and give me your thoughts on episode 19 of Darling in the Franxx. I finally know what the X's actually mean in Franxx now, the chromosomes or whatever. Like, it's so weird. Like, I'm surprised I didn't catch on sooner. I don't know if we were handed that information earlier on and I'm just forgetting, but yeah, that's what it means. That's kind of cool, because the Klaxosaurs or whatever. Yeah, just comment down below and give me your thoughts. What do you think of Dr. FRANXX'S as a character? What do you think of our squad? What do you think is the next step for them? Do you think they're going to be able to achieve this mission that Ape hands them? Is this mission going to be a suicide mission? Does Ape plan on killing them? Or do they actually legitimately mean to give them their freedom after this next mission? They're probably going to have to somehow, like, confront the Klaxosaur Princess. That's what I'm thinking is going to be their next mission. I don't know. We shall see, but again, give me your theories in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about today. You can also subscribe for more Darling in the Franxx reviews, My Hero Academia reviews, as well as E3 2018 coverage. I've hit 1,000 subscribers, and I am very, very appreciative of it. I'm going to be streaming later today, as of this recording, of course, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about that and just how thankful I am to all of you guys. So that's going to be really, really fun. I'm going to record that stream probably so we can catch it, you know, whatever. It's going to be a fun stream. Anyway, that is it from me. Thank you very, very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.